60 30 minutes?
60
That's like $3 for 30 minutes. Hey, we're killing it. My God, we must be in Saigon because there's Ho Chi Minh. We in Ho Chi Minh City. We are about to bring you world's first hoverboard podcast. We got the one and only Evan Teague of motiveinmotion.com.
What up?
Happened to meet him here. No, just kidding. We're long-term Digi Nomads. Digi Bromads. And I wanted to do this one for all you college motherfuckers and even high school, because he has a kind of viral article going right now. 4 reasons that Evan dropped out of college. How'd you do that shit, bro?
Dude, I just did it. It wasn't hard, just kidding, it was really hard. But anyone could do it. So the thing is, I think we can, you know, if you want to watch our other video, we were talking about how, you know, we figured out whole digital nomads, whatever. But this one should be basically, I'm from Colorado, started, you know, I lived there, I started from Atlanta, moved to Colorado after a while. That's tight, that's a good idea. And I went to college in Colorado because I figured that I didn't want to be a loser, I want to be successful. Everyone, you know, goes to college, you want to be successful. But then I just realized that I was like, that's not really gonna get me where I want to be. And where I wanted to be, anything, I had a very vague vision, but it was clearer than most, and it was clearer than, or it's less clear than it is now. But I knew I wanted freedom, and what freedom meant to me is making money every day, any way I want, and helping people in the ways that I choose, to the markets that we choose. We're gonna try to cut this learning curve in half and use these things. But anyways, I wanted to help people in the ways that I wanted instead of doing other people's life for me, I guess. So the 4 reasons, honestly, off the top of my head, I can't even remember every single reason by heart, but mainly I wanted freedom, I wanted control, I wanted to make a business that I could like really sustain for my whole life and actually add value to the specific market that I chose. And it was funny, it was crazy, I was learning about this whole thing about people like, you know, making money online, making legit businesses starting online. I had no idea because I didn't know what to do, obviously, so I just went into full research mode, grinded on that for a long time and figured out what I needed to do. Found a couple podcasts and blogs and all that. People living free, doing what they wanted. And I knew I could have that. And it's crazy because I was in my own dorm room and I was just contemplating all this stuff. My subconscious mind, my body really just felt, I already knew what I was gonna do. I was gonna drop out that night.
Subconscious mind. He knew he was gonna drop out that night.
Like,
you knew the decision was like,
yeah. I had to do it.
Yeah, because it becomes so clear to you.
Yeah. So it was crystal clear when I figured it out. All I had to do was battle my conscious mind and figure out, all right, like, what am I really gonna do? How am I gonna play it? You know, in my mind, I thought it was such a huge decision. And honestly, anyone in that position, dude, like, it's not that huge of a decision. You think your life's gonna take the crazy course, and it really did, but it was my own creation. So I don't know, this personally for me, I just had a lot riding on college, like, for the mindset. A lot of people thought it was like a big deal. And then I realized it really wasn't. So I was like, all right, what do I want? What do I want to make? I figured out that I wanted to be free, and that was the main thing. And I realized, like,
be free.
If I want to be an entrepreneur, I'm gonna learn how to be an entrepreneur by entrepreneurial ways, which means jumping into it and figuring it out. And it means that you gotta just figure out everything by self-study and figure out what you wanna do. And that's not gonna happen as much in college. I'm not saying I'm not against it. Again, I'm not saying that it's worthless. I'm saying that you figure yourself out in college a lot. It's great. But if you really want to be an entrepreneur, it's not going to help you as much as you think. So, yeah, entrepreneurs don't learn.
If you have an entrepreneur mind, you don't really need college, right? Yeah. It's kind of all stuff they don't teach you in college.
However successful you want to be is up to you.
So you knew you were an entrepreneur mind. So how did you deal with like your friends and your family and shit? Like, how did you even say it to them, and how did you pitch it to them, basically?
Dude, I didn't even know what I was gonna do yet, but I knew that the wrong path was not the right path, obviously. Woo. Love Mercedes.
Oh, there's that orange Mercedes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's plastic dipped and everything. Love cars. Anyway, so I knew that the wrong way was not gonna get me more, obviously, close to what I wanted. So I always say, it's like Socrates, like, if you want to build the new, you have to stop building the old. So even if you don't know what the new is, you got to stop the old so you can figure it out.
Yeah, you knew that you did not want to be an employee.
Oh, yes.
Your whole life.
Almost got wiped. Anyway, so I was like, yeah, I can't be an employee. I got to be a business owner, investor. So I was like, all right, the old has to stop.
Cash flow quadrant.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was gonna do yet, but it was okay because I knew the new was gonna come and unfold itself piece by piece in due time, you know? So I told my parents, I'm like, I'm out, I gotta do this. They were so confused, they had no idea why. My friends were like, yo, you're throwing your life away. A lot of them, not everyone. Some people
throwing your life away. You need this piece of paper degree or else you're gonna starve.
They're like, yo, like this is, I feel like you're throwing an opportunity away. I was like, no, I'm gaining multiple opportunities.
Yes.
Because I'm free to decide my life, and honestly, you don't make money before you add value. You have to figure out how you can add value to someone and be a producer before you make any money. So that's the thing that you gotta learn. I was just like, I gotta go, guys. My parents were like, all right, hold on, sorry.
These are the guys. Speed up. Hey! Vietnam #1. Okay.
All right, so anyways.
And then, so how did your parents like eventually accept it? And then how did your parents be like, all right, you're going to Thailand, or what did you do?
Eventually, so I just told them, I was like, I gotta stop what's not working. I know you guys don't understand, because they were super riding on me going to college. Like that was, they saved for their whole life.
Oh, of course.
I was like, that was what I was gonna do. And it's not like, my dad never said you have to. He said, you know, it's a good idea, you should. And that's what my parents did. So they wanted, you know, naturally they want the best for their kid. But I said like, all right, I just see it different. You know, I gotta adapt to today's, I gotta adapt.
Crash bang!
To today's environment. And they sensed in me that I wasn't asking for permission. I was telling them where I'm going.
Oh, good. That's
They
key,
knew
right?
that I was like, I gotta do this. And they were like, basically, since you're 18 in America, I know a lot of people are gonna watch this overseas. If you're 18 in America, you're an adult, and legally you do what you want. So like, I told them, they really, I mean, they knew I couldn't do, like I could do whatever. And I was like, guys, like, I want you to be cool with it, but even if you're not, I'm like, I have to do what I gotta do to succeed.
Woo!
So they were cool with it. They eventually came around. They were super supportive in the end too. And my friends, they eventually were like, yeah, they don't really, like, I guess I know what you're doing, all right, cool. They don't really understand it to this day.
Yeah.
But no, it doesn't matter. That's the thing, that's the point. It does not matter. If you know your goals and you know your clarity in your head and you know what you want and how you're gonna get it, even though there's gonna be setbacks, dude, you gotta do that. That's like the hero's journey. That's what we
You gotta know here first.
Exactly. That's you gotta win in your mind.
Yeah.
Because that's what we idolize as a society. You look at any movie, any play, any theater.
Crossing the road here.
It's where it's at. So like, you have to have a call to action, and if you don't answer that call, then you're gonna be a reducer. You're gonna be a shell of a person because you're scared. You're gonna recoil, and you're gonna be scared about life, and you're gonna see regrets. It's like Jeff Bezos talks about, when you're 80 and you're looking back at your life, do you wanna be having regrets, or you wanna be like, man, I did all that, that was so awesome? Because when most people die, and they're about to die, the #1 concern is that they wish they would have taken that chance, whatever that chance is. They wish they would have done it. And I don't want to be that guy who's on his deathbed wishing I would have done it. So that's my message to you guys. Whatever you want to do, you gotta, like, if it's scary and you step outside your comfort zone, you gotta do it. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, you gotta be the person who, no one else is gonna do it for you. It's your life. And honestly, at the end of the day, no one else lives in your shoes either. So no one deals with anything that you make as a decision but you, really. I mean, everyone is affected by what you do. Your whole squad, your whole network, everyone. But I'm saying the person who is sleeping and putting their head on the pillow at night is you. You gotta live with your life. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Hope that makes sense.
Oh my God, this dude's 22 and he dropped out. So I love Evan, because Evan's like our #1. Look at that little puppy. Oh my God. Evan was like one of the youngest guys that came out to the big e-commerce conference, Dropship Lifestyle 2014, that we met. It was like us, Kai, you know, Ocean, you know, yeah, fucking, but it's crucial because dropping out of college after 2 years instead of 4 years, that's a big difference. And that took a lot of balls for you to do. So yeah, so check out his article. That's the point of this. Yeah. Check out his article, college kids and everyone. Yeah. 4 reasons that he dropped out of college. And this kid it's crazy because you had like literally $100 in your bank account like a year ago. I remember him like in Chiang Mai, like just trying to scrap together all the money he can to start his business and to buy this shit for Amazon and to get his brand going. And now like he's living in Vietnam, he's got a business, he's got his blog going, and like you said, like we were just talking about earlier, we don't necessarily see it, but we've grown so much in this 18 months.
That's what we were talking about. We were at the coffee shop. Dude, we've just been vibing for the last like 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
Because we don't get to chill as much now, but basically we live in different cities. But like for what we were talking about is like if you look at yourself in the mirror every day, like even if you're a bodybuilder or if you're like, I don't know, whatever, you get older every day, obviously everyone. So like if you look at yourself in the mirror every day, you see the same person. But if you catch up with a dude you haven't seen for 3 months, you're like, oh wow, I noticed every single different thing about you. The way you speak, the way you think, the way you look, maybe your muscles are bigger, or your, you know, whatever, your hair is dyed, you're gonna notice every single thing about the person that's different. But when you look at your own mirror, you don't see that because you grow so little every day, but the compound effect is so huge. I talk about that on the blog. It's the compound effect of the interest of life. That's the 8th wonder of the world according to Einstein, man. It's like, that's what happens in life is you don't notice your own growth, but you're exponentially growing. So when we meet up after 3 months or something, it's like, oh, every single thing I notice is a little difference. Doesn't matter. Whoops.
Watch out for the bottle, man. Hey. Sip some water, Mr. President, Mr. Future President. What you motherfuckers know about exponential growth? Nothing.
Compound interest. So like, yeah, basically you don't see how much you grow, but when you realize, when you look back at the compound of like a year or 2 or even 5, I mean, think about where you were 5 years ago, dude. You were nowhere near where you are now in mindset and action and like confidence. You just develop piece by piece until you're the best version of you.
What the hell happened there? What the fuck? How do you crash on these things?
The best version of you can't ride a damn hoverboard, but hey, I'm feeling good. This thing is fun.
This is crazy.
Yeah, like Charlie Munger said, he said, slug it out inch by inch and eventually get ahead step by step, but not necessarily in fast spurts, but you build discipline when you have a fast spurt. So when you get like, I don't know, 100K, a mil in investment capital, you know exactly what to do with it if you've been grinding with $100 because you showed you're responsible. And when he was talking about the $100 thing, it's like, I remember we were just talking about how we wish we could just scrape together $100 or $1,000 for an import, for a shipment of a brand or whatever.
Yeah, you were doing that.
We started drop shipping, and it's like, if we can build something, we just need enough profit to get to the next business model, to graduate, you know? And that's the type of stuff you don't learn in school. So I was like, you know, another awesome book, fantastic book is The Millionaire Fast Lane. Also a great forum, but MJ DeMarco put together a masterpiece about a business model, kind of a funnel that you should run all your businesses through. Like there's commandments of NECST. And N is need. Your business has to have a need. E is entry. You have to have an entry. A barrier of entry has to be not that easy.
Like this barrier. Huh? It's your barrier of entry, dog. Okay. It's starting to rain, holy shit.
So need, there has to be a need for your business. You can't just sell stuff that no one wants. E, there has to be a barrier of entry that people are not willing to do because not everyone needs to be in your business competing with you. C, there has to be control. He's a genius. He laid all this together and he's helped millions of people because of it. You have to be able to control your distribution, your marketing, your advertising, your website, whatever you got that could be taken away from you, you got to make sure that you control it and not someone else. Scale, it has to be scalable. You have to figure out how you can step back and not always be in your business, but work on your business. And time, you have to be detached from your time. If you have to show up and make money, it's not a business to be a next commandment. you have to be like a detachment. You have to be a manager instead of always a creator, because it can only grow when you can step back and figure out how that third eye perspective, third person perspective can get you where you want to go. So none of that is taught in college.
Get up the curve, let's go.
None of that is taught in college. And I was like, another thing is, if you think about it, everything is applied, or none of it is applied. Everything is just book knowledge. You're learning stuff, but you're not applying it. So I feel like if a business school was down to make a, oh, we're not allowed to be on.
All right, bye, Ho Chi Minh. Woohoo!
Yeah, it's like applied knowledge. I always say, if a business school taught how to make a business, like an online business, even selling a physical product, drop shipping, or importing, yeah, or like affiliate marketing, anything, any business model that's legit today on online world, dude, you could literally kill it and you would learn 100 times more than you would even in the 4 years. Yeah. So it's like all about applied knowledge. Like I learned from my experiences and I learned from the lessons of people way above me, like mentors, and also just people that I look up to and read from. And dude, you can literally just change your entire life. Oh, that was good. By applying the knowledge. So when you learn in school, it's hard because it's all book stuff.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't work that way, man. Life is different.
Real world. Hey, we live in a time where, hey, maybe in our grandpa's age, there's people all around the world, hundreds and thousands of thousands, who dropped out of college and they're doing their own independent thing because we have a thing called the internet and the golden age of entrepreneurship, exactly, which is the internet. So if you're an entrepreneur-minded person in college watching this, just know that Evan did it, and you know, tons of others did.
And literally, this is just the beginning, because like, I'm not trying to say like, oh wow, I did all this stuff. It's like, I did it, but I'm still completely just learning every single day, like hungry every day, just reading, learning, taking action. I'm not anywhere sort of close to where I want to be or where my goals are, but I'm always progressing and I'm enjoying the process, and now I'm free to do what I want. So it's not just like, you know, I'm doing someone else's life and I'm probably gonna make some money. No, I'm like, I see what I'm going to do and what I'm doing, and I'm excited by it. And it's just the beginning. So this is literally like what jump-started me, kick-started my success, and like anyone can do it, and I'm here to create the content that can help you guys understand that anyone can do it, because we all have the potential that's unlockable. Yep. Especially our millennial generation, man. Everyone is so smart, but they're not putting their potential to use as much as they could, because there's so much of it, and they just don't know how. I mean, a lot of them are, but a lot of them are not. So that's my message. If I could figure out this stuff when I was 10, dude, I'd be killing it right now. And I'm still young, but dude, young is relative. So if I was 10, I could be having an awesome business that's a killer. By 14, a startup, you know, be a billionaire. You know, that people are already doing that. So
you gotta hustle and save up that capital, because you wanna start a business, you gotta have capital. You were working like how many jobs?
Not always. I started with $250 and built a site. I sold it for near 10K. So I literally, all I did was buy the business model on how to do it. You don't always need money to make money, but money should be in circulation, and once you learn how to invest, then you should keep, you know, piling your profits on, and obviously figure out how to get more investment capital. You don't always need money.
But you were like, you worked at KFC and shit, right?
Yeah, I worked at KFC, Taco Bell when I was 17. I worked at Sprouts, dude. I was doing like
Sprouts
grocery store stuff. Yeah, I was like stocking veggies at 5 a.m., breaking down the load that's where 2 tons, you know, like just doing hustle work that just is not fulfilling at all. And I know that people are like 40, 50, 60, and they hate those jobs. They don't know where else to go. But it starts with self-education and self-belief. And even if you have an inkling of that, you can just start building anything, and obviously it's gonna compound. So just get started somewhere, and you gotta be on the right track for your life.
Get online and connect with these entrepreneur-minded people, because that's what you did. You found the blogs, the Digital Nomad blogs, boom. And then you're connected with me because I connected to the same blog, and I'm out here, and I both came out.
We just knew nothing. Now we know a lot more, and now we're still learning.
And it compounds. When you're around people like us, it compounds, because Evan is doing the same shit as me and Parker, and all of us digital nomads out here, so we're just like, oh shit, and we see people blast off to the next level, and we're like, oh shit,
yeah, like
I can do that shit too.
Millionaires are our mentors.
Yeah.
I know we're going to that level, and it's cool because we can be inspired by people who have changed our lives, and obviously turn around, pass the torch to other people, and we're still climbing, dude. Like, I want to drill that into people's heads. Like, I'm always hungry for the next level. Woo! I'm satisfied where I'm at, but I'm not like comfortable. I'm not stopping anytime soon, you know. So
we're speeding up.
Yeah, we always got to.
We're speeding up right now. You better catch up. Oh, shit. It's getting rainy out here.
Yeah. Anyways.
See, when someone's ahead of you, see, this is a metaphor. When one of your friends goes forward, you pull them up. Oh shit. Oh shit. Hey, I got you, dog. See, the people ahead, they come back and pull you up and pull you forward.
Pull each other forward, and then we take a huge fall, and then we get back up, and then we go again. Yeah. But for real, I don't remember where I was at, but basically, I'm always hungry for the next level. I'm not satisfied or comfortable where I'm at because I know I can do better. I demand more of myself, and I'm excited to get there, but I'm also starting to enjoy the process. So literally anyone can just change their entire life by a few decisions. It comes down to decisions.
You made the crucial decision, and you're not gonna get there if you don't make the decision and do it and start to make it real. So why put it off if you can make the decision yourself? Don't let other people.
I know there's a lot of people that are like thinking it's a big deal, but like I'm telling you, dude, like in hindsight it's nothing, especially compared to like when you're talking about we dipped down to lows, dude. Like I was so broke. And I'm saying we're just gonna have these levels and get to the next level, because I was so broke that I was like teaching English for money and freelancing because like my business wasn't working out the way I planned, and my plans were faulty, and I didn't know as much as I needed to know, obviously. So we get down to those levels, and then we come back. This goes like, you know, this sounds cliche, but the darkest, you know, they say the darkest time is before the dawn. But every single time in my experience, that's been true. I've been at breaking points, and it's just my first year and a half, you know, and I'm just always going back. And same with Riley. There's so many challenges that we just had to go through, and that's just the beginning. So like whatever it is, you know, it seems like a huge deal. And I always talk about this picture, like I see it on Facebook, I see it thrown around. I think a few people understand the message, but basically it's like there's a wolf, and he's really small, and he's got one arrow in his back, and his back's all bloody. And then there's another wolf. It says, you know, that little wolf has the old me. It says the old me, one arrow used to bring me down. And then it talks about a new picture, and it's the wolf that's bigger, stronger, still bloody, 30 arrows in his back. But it says the new me, or me now. And that's basically a metaphor for your strength. You used to be having little things that would tear you down completely. Now you look at them, and you just laugh, because they're nothing. I had the same thing, 3 things happen to me that would have just destroyed me, literally a month ago, would have wrecked my whole mindset and emotions, like, but now it's like, that's nothing, I just blazed through them all. And then, like, so when I thought about college, I'm like, dude, now when I think about it, that's easy. That was the best decision I made to change my entire life.
Oh yeah.
And so it's easy, like easy. But I looked at it at the mountain in front of it, and I was like, that looks so huge, the mountain in front of me, right? It's not. So when you get the challenge and you think it's, yeah, when you think it's big.
Hey!
What up?
What's up, man? What's up?
You think it's big, but it's nothing because it really
Hold on.
comes down.
Lost focus. I think I got water on the lens. Builds you up. Getting stronger.
I always thought about college because it's like, it's just all a mindset. And that's what I always talk about. It's all comes down to your mindset.
Yeah.
So like when I had the mindset of like, yeah, college is important, it's gonna help me get all these opportunities. Like, no, well, oh, if I quit, it's, you know, that's a huge deal, but it's really not.
Yeah.
So now looking back, I'm like,
that's one-on-one. Like, of course, I don't need that.
That was one of the easiest decisions, yeah. But now
I'm an
I make
entrepreneur.
way harder decisions, yeah. It's like, it's self-education, and yeah, that's
self-education is the new education, people. I did a blog about that before I even knew about Digital Nomad, like 3 years ago. Self-education is the new education, because we were watching Grant Cardone and all that shit. Like, oh, we've been trained. Evan reminds me of me when I was 22, because I was getting my mindset fucking self-educated. I was unschooling myself, as Einstein says. He says, once school ends is when the real education begins. And like when I saw that quote from Einstein, who's been my idol like forever, I was like, oh my god, that's so true. Like, because I was learning so much after college, I was just like, man, I really need that. Like, of course you can't have regrets. It was good, and like the experiences has great, you know, lessons in itself. But oh my god, self-education, guys. Just want to let people know that people, like, it's okay. Maybe you can do it because of this video. That'd be great.
Yeah. Everything is programming if you think about it. Everything, down to religion and beliefs and science and your culture, you know. Even Terrence McKenna, he's always saying, like, he would say, culture's not your friend, because it's a bunch of values and beliefs that you are just thrust upon. They're not even yours. So when you leave the country, especially when you're just self-dependent, you pay your own bills, you have this whole new mindset that's just like, wow, the world. You think about nationalism, you think about all these things that people are so devoted to that it's just like, I'm not saying there's a wrong or right or good or bad, but there are just so many things that are duality, and it's programming. So it's what you want to learn. You want to brainwash yourself with the stuff you really want, or you want to let someone else control your content. And that's what I talk about. Same thing, like limit your content and limit your exposure. Yeah. Because the sources you turn into, you become. What you think, you become. This is basic. Like, seriously, it's basic. Whatever you think about, whatever image you have in your mind, that's what you're becoming. If you think of yourself as a rich, healthy, happy person, and that's what you're slowly becoming on a cellular level. So when I think about myself as an entrepreneur when I'm still in college, I just became that. I would be stocking, this is silly, but I'm serious, like I would stock mangoes, and I would be thinking in my mind, like, I'm gonna move to Thailand, I'm gonna go to this place, this apartment, I'm gonna live this, I'm gonna eat this food, I'm gonna be working at this spot, do every single thing that I knew, and then it all became true because I took action on it, and that was the image that I repeated to myself. I thought about my business model, thought about my business plan, I always was revising, I took action on it every day, and I still do that. It's the same plan because it works. And now I know it doesn't matter what level I'm at, it still works, whatever I want. If I want $50 or if I want 50 billion, either way, you set your mind, you still become it. So I was always becoming that, and then all of a sudden I look around and I'm in Thailand making money, traveling around the world, and that's because I decided on it.
Around other entrepreneurs.
Yeah, everyone. It's crazy. Everyone's making money. Always, I'm learning every single day, and so like, I focused on that. Your focus grows. Whatever you focus on, it grows. It literally expands. As corny as all these people say it, I mean, dude, it's true. So whatever you want, you're the one deciding what becomes real. You know. That's it. That's simple. Like, if you don't want to be in college, don't focus on college. Focus on where you do want to be.
Exactly.
Wherever you want to be, focus on that. And it's going to be bigger. You're going to learn stuff. You're going to be more inspired. You're going to be more motivated. You're also going to be more excited. And you're going to go research your own. You're not going to be like, you don't need a teacher to tell you what to do. You're going to go learn what you need to learn because you want to. And so that's the focus thing. That's all it is, really. It's a long little rant, but I'm serious. This is all that's helped me, dude. Like,
this is fucking money.
It's what it happens, man. Like, and you know, everything I'm saying has helped you get the same stuff that we got.
Yeah.
Like, we've been doing this, and like I said, we're just started. Like, but we made everything we want now. Now we get to the level where we have everything we want, and then we see what we want else next. Yes. We know that the process works, so now we know we got the self-confidence to get it, and then we got to just educate, and that's it. It's just mindset, action, and some growth. And anything we get, like, you never get there. I talked about this too. Like, you don't get there to the level where you're like, yeah, I'm done, let's go. You're like, all right, yeah. I'm here, I got everything I wanted. I'm looking back, those former goals are my present reality, and now my future goals are my future reality. Yeah. What else do I want next? So, like, yeah, visualize it, make it clear, and you can literally get it. It'll grow as you do. And you focus on it. Don't focus on what you don't want. Only focus on what you do want. Oh, relationship, money, happiness, whatever, man. It's all yours. This world is a big playground. We got a universe full of virtual reality. We can do anything we want. We talk about this all the time, man. It's not,
talk about that today.
It's a game, dude. We live in a dreamland. Like, we can do whatever we want. It doesn't matter where you're from or who you are. Like, I've seen rich people in poor countries and poor people in rich countries. It starts with your mind, your conditioning, and how much you're willing to self-educate and just be a sponge. You know, like, being a sponge is fun, you know? You learn whatever. You can be a sponge in whatever direction you want, and you can get whatever you want because that's what you're choosing to focus on. It just grows and grows. So we learned the word digital nomad. That turns into hours of researching. That turns into blogs. It turns into watching content. Turns into a business. Turns into taking action. Turns into mindset. Turns into advertising. Turns into marketing. Turns into Facebook ads, Instagram, building followings, building an audience, like connecting with people across the world. But it started with one word.
Holy shit, that's crazy. Location,
so we expand on that, you know? You focus on it, it grows, man. It's so crazy. It works for anything, for everything.
Let me make sure it's...
Like, if I think about it, I focused on college at first because that's what I was programmed to do.
Oh yeah.
I learned about it, all right, cool. I learned about how you need to get scholarships, you know, what classes you gotta take. What do I gotta take to graduate? Dude, it's all
what classes are gonna get me the best job? Like, you're looking at the salary, like, major 60K, yeah, 70K. And
you meet people that make that in a day, and you're like,
yeah,
oh,
right.
Well,
you meet people that make that in a day out here, and they can be wherever they want.
Yeah.
It's like, if you have a little bit of self-confidence and belief in yourself, it's like, come on, let's do it.
Exactly.
Anyways, this kid's a beast. We're in Ho Chi Minh City. He reads 4 books a month. Like, he's a total sponge, one of those kids, like, reading books. He's like the young prodigy Tai Lopez. Like,
that's my man. He's smart dude. I know people like that get a lot of hate, but honestly, dude, that guy is smarter than 99% of people out there. I don't care if you hate him or love him. Same with Donald Trump, people like this, Grant Cardone, whatever, or anyone who wins consistently in their chosen vocation. Like, they choose, they focus on it, they learn everything, they take action, and they win. You can hate them, you can love them, but most people that are hating from their keyboards and they're not doing anything about it. So the people that are out there doing it are just killing it, and they're excited, they're having an awesome life. What they talk about, they got the fire in their eyes because they light up. They love it. They want to talk about it more, they want to do it more. And obviously they're gonna get hate, but that doesn't matter. Who's gonna hate on a person who's successful? Who's successful? Who's hating on a person? Show me one successful person who's a hater. I don't see anyone.
Hey, who's living that life, bro? So I want you guys, our time is up. 30 minutes is up. I want you guys to check out, hey, follow his fucking shit. He just learned how to ride this, never tried one. Yeah, they're easy.
It was fun.
Motiveinmotion.com, and subscribe to his YouTube channel because this kid is the next Tai Lopez. I'm telling you, Digital Nomad #1.
The next
he'll be my classmate till the end. Signing off from Ho Chi Minh.
Peace.
Stepping off our hoverboards. No, just kidding. We hover because we have that hovering energy.
Flying high.
Flying high.
Yeah.
See you, motherfuckers. Oh.
I can't wait to watch that.